Welcome back, everyone, to Worlds 2023. We said goodbye to our first team in the Swiss stage. Unfortunately for Team Liquid, the road ends here, and I want to pull up the bracket because we're very celebratory of GAM, as we should, but they only move on from 0-2 to 1-2, though, Jad. So the road is still steep ahead.
And the most exciting part of this day is actually the draw. So stick around until the end of the next series because we're going to draw 12 teams into 6 matchups for the next round. It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I can't wait. I think that I always like the organic storylines that pop up during Worlds, and the ref is probably my favorite one of the year thus far. And I hope we can continue making memes of what he's able to do here. What we see, though, is I do think that particularly with Liquid losing now to GAM, other teams in that pool really should be careful to not make the same mistakes. Yes. And if you do draw them, underestimate this team, because evidently that's right where they want to be.
Yep, indeed. We are moving on to a team that also can't underestimate their opponents. Dplus KIA is up versus Team BDS, and it is time for a Draw My LEC Live Worlds Edition. Team BDS, thank you so much to Emily for providing our drawings. Now, BDS is a Swiss organization originally in the LFL, and Team BDS joined the LEC for the 2022 season after acquiring the spot of FC Schalke 04 Esports. Throughout 2022, BDS only won 7 total LEC games, the worst record in recent LEC history. Now, even with multiple roster changes this offseason, expectations for BDS going into 2023 were very, very low. This roster of Adam, Sheo, Nuke, Crownie, and Labrov shocked everyone, making it to the LEC Spring Finals before unfortunately losing to the Mad Lions 2-3. After being 1 win away from MSI, BDS finished summer as the LEC 4th seed and swept NA's Golden Guardians to qualify for the World's plans. Now qualified to the 2023 World Swiss stage after reverse sweeping PSG Talon, BDS went from LEC 10th to Worlds in a little over a year. That's the story of BDS so far, and they have been dealt a heavy hand, I think, ever since getting out of the play-ins, and now it's not getting any easier because they're up against Dplus KIA.
Yeah, and excuse me, I really think that BDS, similar to what we were talking about earlier with GAM, just looking if they are unable to take down Dplus today, for me, this team should still consider themselves a huge success. The development that these players have made over the course of the year and the fact that they were able to keep their mental, particularly for a team that I think a lot of LEC teams felt like they were easy to kind of figure out, against PSG was really impressive.
I agree. I don't like doing that before they've even taken to the Rift, but I agree. We should celebrate the year they have had, but it is going to be difficult for them. Dplus KIA, though, has not been doing well at all.
No, and I think part of it is the P word, their potential hasn't necessarily been reached, because you look at the names on this roster, defending world champion Deft, they have ShowMaker, Canyon. It really is an all-star roster, but the entire year has been pretty disappointing.
It really has been. I pulled up some stats. So Dplus against teams that are rated lower than them, 25% win rate. And at the beginning of the year, teams in the LCK were asked, who do you think is going to be the top dog? Ironically, the only one who got it right was FLICKR, who picked Gen G, and no one else had them on their radar. But that, to me, is a really big indicator of really what I think Dplus themselves also expected to be this year.
Yeah, absolutely, especially when they have that level of name, and the win rate stats you have are just so incredible in terms of beating teams that they're expected to and losing to teams
90%
that they would be expected to. So in that case, that could give them confidence. I think part of that is through their play style, and specifically Canyon. He has just over-farmed this year, in my opinion. But you can get away with that when the laners aren't pressuring you as hard as, let's say, Zeus and Gumayushi are for the side lanes from T1. So I think they should be fairly comfortable going into this matchup, but comfort in an elimination match is a dangerous thing.
Yes, it can go out the window now. It's a very special day for more reasons than one. It is Deft celebrating his 27th birthday, and last year he had a very special day.
Paralyzed no flash. It says TP. Deft TP's to the top lane. They've got to get back to the base. They've got to answer him. Double TP. They're going. They send more. Sheo gets the stun. But inside the pit, they're still playing for Baron. It's secured, but Deft kills turret. He's got it. He kills turret number 2. And the Nexus is in his eye. And he's going to get all the inventory.
been 2,942 days since you made the last semifinal. What does it mean to finally be back?
What a wonderful occasion for Deft last year, and he's hoping to repeat that this year because they do, or he rather, finds himself in a similar position that he was in last year, down 0-2 versus EDG, and now he is 0-2 in the Swiss stage of Worlds with Dplus KIA.
And Deft has been such a large part of why the players of DRX said that they were able to maintain their mental, right? There was a lot of team struggle, and he was the consistent factor. And even though we don't see it on the Rift, the players of Dplus have specifically mentioned numerous times how big they feel like the impact of Deft is. He's such a special player, and the fact that he's up here for elimination in the first place is mind-blowing, even given the inconsistencies of Dplus throughout this year.
Yeah, last year he won as the 4th seed. No one had ever done that before. This year, if he wants to win Worlds and defend his title, they have to win 6 consecutive best-of series, starting with this one. 3 best-of-3s to make it to the bracket stage, and then 3 best-of-5s to get to the World Championship.
He's like, do you think that was the greatest story in LoL Esports history last year? Hang on.
There's no way. But that's what I said last year, and I was
way?
very, very wrong. I do think that they should still be favored in this specific matchup.
Yes.
As mentioned, Dplus playing against teams stronger than them look completely out of sorts. Against teams weaker than them, again, 90% win rate in series over the year against any team that was ranked below them. And I do think head-to-head, everyone besides genuinely Labrov, I think, is going to struggle. Kellin has had a really tough tournament. I do think we need to talk about it because this was a player that last year at Worlds was perfectly capable, almost got to semis in the best-of-5 against Gen G.
Yeah, but in terms of the vibe check, BDS passed it by reverse sweeping their way from the play-in stage to here, by sweeping their way in the World's qualifying series to get to the play-in stage in the first place, and by playing Garen.
That's a good point.
Darius, Olaf, there's a special flair.
Also, they're the only Swiss organization in the Swiss stage.
Hey, there we go.
That's got to count for something, right?
Yeah.
I do think that one of the things that I need to see out of Dplus today specifically, and then going into the game, I won't be too worried, is their tendency to feel like their opponents throw stuff at them that they're able to deal with. Because they're a very creative team themselves, even though we haven't really seen that this Worlds. They love doing flex picks. Neeko jungle, we've seen from them. Talia flex was a favorite of them even before it was in the meta. And specifically against Adam, Canna loves Renekton. It's been by far one of his most successful champions. And I really hope that they don't fall into that trap against Adam, because I think that is genuinely the biggest shot that BDS have, is if Canna blinds Renekton, think he's going to be fine, they fall behind early, and then they have to fight their way back out of a deficit.
Yeah, and I also want to see ShowMaker show a little bit of confidence. For those of you who haven't been following, he definitely had a big lacking of confidence throughout the later parts of the summer split, specifically when he said, when I'm playing against, quote, a good mid laner, but that would be Chovy, FLICKR, a lot of the top tier LCK mid laners. Well, we'll see, because Nuke did have exceptional play-in. He obviously hasn't had the strongest 2 games so far in Swiss stage, but again, we're only on the 5th day of Swiss stage, so there is so much that can still change.
Exactly. I do like that you brought that up, though, because for, you know, ShowMaker, and I think also if you look at the duo of ShowMaker and Canna and just how strong they were at their peak, nobody could beat them. We got all the memes then as well, of course. But it has been documented that it is something that has been difficult. And you can imagine that you are on top of the world quite literally, and then you get into a position where everything turns into a struggle.
Yeah, it's literally gone as bad as that. He's saying, like, if I win, I don't feel anything. If I don't win, I feel horrible, right? And that is such a tough position to play from, because ShowMaker, as you mentioned, at his best, and this goes way back to even before they were like on the world stage, 2018, 2019, when Dplus, back then Damwon, was already known as Scrim Gods. They were consistently able to just go for these insane plays, and ShowMaker just hasn't really been able to replicate that.
There was a sign from a Korean fan, but it was a BDS sign. It said, no Renekton, no Talia, no Ezreal, please BDS. I mean, yeah. The Ezreal meme, I mean, not the meme, the fact that particularly our European bot laners have not been faring too well. It's apparently pretty
No
important.
Redectin, no, please, no Ezreal.
Or maybe that means they're scared of Crownie's Ezreal? Is the glass half full?
I mean, legitimately, Crownie's Ezreal is okay. I do want to talk a little bit more about why Dplus, or actually I want to ask you, Chronicler, why you feel like Dplus was the 4 seed, because we have a little bit of a delay on stage, so we have a little bit of time to talk, instead of a top 1 or 2, like maybe the top 3 things for why they couldn't reach their potential.
It is genuinely, and we haven't really talked about Canyon that much yet. Canyon this year was almost the highest in terms of POC points within the league, right? So player of the game. He would farm those. I think he was like a couple of 100 points off of the top. But in the games where he wouldn't get POG, he would like just die like 2-3 times, right? And he would just wouldn't look like he was in sync with the rest of his team. And then we mentioned Kellin's individual performance, which hasn't been great. They've also been trying to swap around with Bible, who was their Challengers player. That didn't really end up working out, and it also kind of hamstrung the Challengers team, which I personally was very invested in. And today, if Kellin has another game like he's had thus far, I wouldn't be surprised if they just go for the Hail Mary. Yeah. I don't think that Bible is a better player than Kellin, but right now, he might be.
It's about, is your head screwed on in the right way at the right time when you need it. We also have an update that it's an issue with Deft's keyboard. Tournament officials are swapping it out now, so hopefully that should be swift. Hope nobody brought him like a birthday cake and then some of it got into the keyboard under the keys, and then that's unplayable. So tilting when that happens all the time.
Yeah, it's a very common occurrence.
Yeah.
The most unfortunate thing about Deft's keyboard issues is it's delaying our draw show.
Jack,
you're all in on the draw, right?
I'm all in on the draw. I want to pull up the bracket again if we have it.
Yeah, we can.
That would be amazing, because we have 11 of the 12 teams that are going to be drawn already decided. The winner of this will obviously be the 12th. Everyone in the 2-1 pool can get drawn against everyone else in the 2-1 pool, and likewise for the 1-2 pool. And we did this at the start of the day, but we probably have a bunch of new viewers here.
Sure we do.
What is the most interesting matchup from the 2-1 pool?
Personally, I would love to see T1 face off against BLG again, because I think that match at MSI was really cool. T1 were the clear favorites. BLG really swept them away. Shun, in particular, to me, having an incredible series, consistently punishing Guma and Keria and Owner's Pathing. So I would love a rematch of that. And it also, hopefully, would then mean that we get LNG versus KT, which I think is a matchup that I would love to see personally, and something that we haven't seen before yet either.
It would also give us G2 energy.
I kind of gloss over that.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Do you now?
Yeah, how do you feel about that?
I would not. So originally I was thinking G2 energy would be a great matchup, but I think Shox's point, when she actually wanted G2 to play LNG, earlier in the day, I think I want energy to play against LNG.
Here we go. Why?
Yeah. I'm not 100% sure, but I heard...
It's just a feeling.
Yeah,
it's a vibe.
A little birdie told me that energy is going to have a little bit of confidence against that team. And I don't think they're going to have that much confidence against G2. I also kept thinking of what
Why wouldn't they? They just beat Matt.
I just kept thinking of what G2 has done against NA in the past, ever. And it's good. It was the 3-0 against Team Liquid, obviously. But then, EG last year, I think they beat them 7 times in a row to start the year.
But that's not. This energy, this is your #1 seed, and I think we've seen positive things from them, enough to trust in them, for sure.
I think I'll take them against LNG. I think that's actually now my preferred choice.
You stole my choice from earlier?
I can actually see it, because I think that LNG also is going to be the team that makes you feel like things might be okay.
Yeah.
Because if you play against BLG, right, and L gets a double as well, or Bin gets a counter matchup, gets fed, I think BLG is a very, very aggressive team that will just then immediately stomp you into the ground.
But hey, to be clear, we're not undervaluing LNG at all.
No. I'm not saying you're winning. Don't get me. I'm saying it will feel better.
Yeah.
Because they're a bit more moderately paced, which I personally appreciate.
Perhaps.
So it feels like just for a second there.
Hey, but Maurits, here's the question: if Dplus win this one, do you think they do the whole run and get into the quarterfinals?
I do think that if they win here, they will go to 2-2. Them actually making it out would require them to solve the issues that they've been dealing with for literally the entire year, right? And we had this running gag in the LCK as well with Beryl. He was going to somehow make it anyway just because of the power of Beryl. And then, eventually they just lost the final qualification match and they weren't able to actually make it. And for Dplus, we know this team is good enough. It's not about that. It's just about, can they break through the barriers that they've set up around their own mental, particularly, again, for Kenyon and ShowMaker.
Okay, I believe our casters are ready to take over, so Kobe, Azale, and Hysterics, take it away.
Thank you very much, and welcome to Pick Band. Straight into it for our second elimination series of the night, or the day, depending on where you're coming from. 4th seed of Korea
or the
versus
afternoon.
4th seed LEC. That's right. That's Ale. Thank you so much. I'm alongside Kobe as well. Hey guys, how do you like spelling gods today?
Darius right off the bat, so there you go. Gonna have to find a different D if you want to. Honestly, Crownie also has had a lot to be desired this tournament, and they're gonna double ban the 2 premier AD carries, so I think it's a good move from BDS here. Take this away from the birthday boy, from Deft, and make them dig a little bit deeper here. Garen, I still feel like, has been so big for Adam, though, and he actually already blind picked it. So these are some of the drafts that can go really weird.
Oh, Neeko first pick getting locked in. They talked about it on the desk. This has been a flex pick for them. It has gone over to jungle. You know, it can go mid lane. You know, they are a very creative team. Instant answer of Least and LeBlanc. This feels like
What year
way
is it?
old. This, are we back in like
Wow.
season 6?
What
Like,
patch are we on, baby? I mean, this is a duo, a mid-jungle duo that's famed for its dueling abilities and its skirmish early on.
you hit the chain, they
But
hit the Sonic Wave.
It has not been present in so long because LeBlanc got targeted with a lot of the static shiv aggro from designers. And it really got hit.
I mean, LeBlanc has been
Yes.
super. We're getting, okay, now we're just going fully back in time.
Caitlyn Lux?
Dude, we are literally going back in patches, aren't we,
Blitz?
guys? I mean, Blitzcrank as well.
Why
All
not?
right. What are we going to get next? Bring
Teemo,
I
lock
love
it in.
Top.
BDS are going full aggro. They're going to go for kills everywhere. They've got the LeBlanc Lee Sin dueling mid. They've got the Blitzcrank try and counter the Caitlyn Lux down bottom side. They're going to look for kills everywhere. And you know Adam's going to also pick a crazy matchup in top lane. So this will be action-packed.
This is going to be so exciting right out the gate. And to me, Deft, his most iconic champion, I always think is the Caitlyn. This is what I
you see that
associate with him.
music video?
I did see the music video. He had to kill Carrier. Why would he do that?
That was tragic,
That was
man.
his best friend. How could he?
Oh my goodness.
Now I'm just sad again, but it was a good, it was a good champion.
Oh, we've already been through enough today. There goes
Yeah, how
the
could you, Kobe? I already had to watch TL.
I'm sorry. Come
on, bro. You're supposed to be on my side.
I felt, I mean, Carrier had to die twice in that. Anyways, back into this one. The Garen is off the table too, so they're really taking shots at Gods here.
Yep.
Fully embracing the music video this time around. Okay, but back to the comps. With these early picks, now there's so much action towards mid, but really it's going to be about how can it bleed towards bottom. Caitlyn Lux, you always have to push up against the tower, harass them under the tower. So honestly, I feel like even top lane picks should be targeted towards this. We have not seen a Gangplank really kind of take over, but people are thinking with the Gangplank plus to the ultimate, that's even another possible way to play towards bottom side. So maybe even something like that comes out. We're going all crazy here.
This is brilliant. We got Darius, Orianna, Garens. We got Dog, and then the Dog Champ, Malphite, getting banned out.
And we've also got the Kai'Sa locked in as well. We're talking about it today. It wasn't as prioritized, wasn't as popular, but this is what got them through in Game 5 against PSG Talon, right? The reverse sweep for BDS.
And I think it makes sense along the lines of the style of composition that you do have. I do like Rumble. If you're playing blind, there's just not a lot that beats Rumble. That's why it's so annoying. It's like, I'm going to go 5th pick, red pick. I'm going to counter pick you. I lock in Rumble.
Oh, yeah. Yes, please. Volibear.
Volibear.
Yes, it's a top Volibear, but still, it is a Volibear at Worlds, baby. Volibear. I wonder if he goes to AP.
Yeah, Riftmaker build is actually really good.
We'll see what build he goes for here for Adam. I definitely expect it to be the AP version, but I'm so excited. I've been doing nothing but spamming Volibear for the last, 4 months. Oh, my goodness. Adam, this is another lane priority. Bully lane, though. Volibear has a massive, massive lane phase here. We'll see it into Rumble, though, because that could be a hard one. He'll definitely take some magic resistance shards up there and try and go aggressive early on. This is definitely looking. And Volibear is a demigod, okay? So that's technically a god champion.
We'll give it to him. We're making the official ruling.
Yeah, not in name, but in lore. So
it's the gods.
Yeah, the god.
It was a silent V. You couldn't hear it in the video.
Call back to God V.
Moments away. I'm like, dude, my LPL roots.
Whoa.
It's crazy. I need someone to explain to me. I mean, you guys have hit moments of this. Where would you like to start in this draft? Because we have gone a complete right turn from, I think, what everyone will remember of the meta.
So the Volibear that kind of got super famous for topside is AP Volibear with lethal tempo, and you can harass them by autoing the wave with your passive. Volibear's passive is one of the strongest parts of the kit, and you can constantly go for kill threat on this champion. So I want to see junglers. We've got a Lee Sin, so that works with AP Volibear top as well. Definitely a lot of options for Sheo.
I mean, there's so many options. You have LeBlanc Lee Sin as your mid-jungle duo. You can go top with an easy setup with the stun from Volibear, and you have Blitzcrank bot lane, right? So there's a lot that could go right for BDS, but there's also a lot that could go wrong, and this could go off the rails quick.
I can't wait for this game to explode. You can hear the Korean crowd coming out for this, because not only do they love BDS, thanks to the personality of Adam, but it's also their 4th seed in Dplus KIA playing for their life. Legends like ShowMaker, Canyon, and of course Deft on his birthday, the world champion from last year, as I need to remind you, to earn exclusive Worlds drops by watching on lollysports.com.
Get your drops, baby, because this game is going to be hot. I'm really, really curious. Sheo could go for a dive. Volibear top also can set up dives really well. Drop your E and then flash your Q stun onto them. He also perma pushes with the passive.
Yep.
You want to stack up your lethal tempo, get that extra range on him, get that extra attack speed. I'm so excited. And it's with DK having the Caitlyn Lux bottom lane, the hard push here, so let's see it.
And to bring out the Caitlyn on your birthday, though, I think that's another exciting point. I know we're talking about the Volibear top, but just a quick reminder, I mean, we've seen Caitlyn Lux throughout previous Worlds MSIs. We know Game 5, Caitlyn last year on DRX, in the World Championship Final. This is what helped get them over the line. It's one of Deft's favorites.
Absolutely. And when you're playing against Kai'Sa Blitz, you are going to have free shove. The only way this lane can compete at all is if they can get all-ins, right? Otherwise, you're just getting poked down, you're getting pushed in. So Sheo has a lot of ganking options, but he also has a lot of ganking responsibility because he's going to have to help out these lanes. And if they get free shove on bot side, one of the difficulties is that they can then get access into the river, they can deep ward, they can track that jungler. And also, while Volibear, AP Volley is a really strong laner, you know, if you can actually hit the E, like that is the big difference. If you hit the Sky Splitter and you get the shield for yourself and the damage on your opponent, it's so hard to outduel you. But at the same time, this is an Ignite Comet Rumble, which is going to be so difficult to deal with. And with these melee champions, when you get double Harpoon, the slow stacks. So you can kite out with the Scrap Shield, with the double Harpoon, and you can try to really make it difficult for Adam to get value out of this lethal tempo.
And again, just insane to see already the trading coming through. I'm kind of curious about the last Volibear top we've seen. It was apparently at Worlds 2020.
Probably Whippo?
That was years ago, as how your brain astounds me.
Well, I could be wrong, but that's one of the guys that I really do associate Volley with is Whippo. You know, he plays it a lot in solo queue, does play it, you know, occasionally was bringing it out in Worlds as well. And you also have to remember, Volley, with that ultimate, turn off the tower, you can set up dives, you can go for those aggressive plays, but look at Labrov. This is the problem. When you get low on Blitz, and he's already used both his potions, now you can't even look for hooks, or you'll just die.
All right, Sheo, with all the options in the world, looking towards ShowMaker pushing mid lane here.
Nuke flashes shades. Wow, it connects as well onto ShowMaker. He's low. Sonic Wave. BDS's play is beautiful.
The LeBlanc Lee Sin, a duo as old as time, finds it again. Really good early flash there from Nuke. Ensures the chain is going to hit. That allows Lee Sin the guaranteed follow-up, and they get first blood.
Yeah, that is massive. And now Sheo trying to move down towards this bot side. You can see Canyon, though, in the river, you know, is going to be trying to ward that off. And I did get confirmation it was actually Whippo who played it at Worlds in that year. There were other people, I think one other person that did play it as well, but Whippo, one of them. So kind of a callback to that, you know, great European top laner, Whippo, who has been a part of a lot of international success for you.
Again, 3 years, been a while. Adam so far on that top side, getting pushed in a little bit here against Canna. So that Ignite Rumble still pouncing in that matchup once that level 1 is passed and done and dusted. And therefore the lanes, apart from the mid lane after the gank we saw, are doing pretty well for DK, as you'd expect.
Adam going with the E-Max first on the Volibear, uses his teleport to get back to lane with the Boots Crystal by here. And I want to see Sheo remain active on the map, go for a flash kill. When Volibear has flash, he's very, very dangerous. You have to be so respectful as Rumble. If he puts the Sky Splitter, the E, on you, then you have to worry, is he going to Q flash on me? Because if Lee Sin follows that, it's a huge, huge burst of damage. And they're at the tower. Sheo's currently on his Krugs, and they do have a ward towards that tri-bush, so maybe we'll look towards bottom side as Crownie's having a difficult time here, dodging all the harassment from the Caitlyn Lux.
I mean, it's just so brutal, right? Because you're basically 1v2 in this lane as Crownie. You know, your Blitz, if he can't hit a hook, he's not adding any presence, right? He steps forward, he gets poked. You're just giving them Spell Thief stacks, which is that really tough part. ShowMaker, though, getting a pretty nice setup there as Adam does have the Sky Splitter coming down, but this is what I'm talking about. Canna's just trying to space him, and he hits the double harpoon, and now you're slowed, and you're in trouble, potentially.
And with the Flame Spitter as well, that's a bit of burst, or at least a bit of slow burn, I should say. And Canna as well, look at the wave state, guys, just rolling slowly into him.
All right, I guess we're going to take another look at this. We saw the whole thing on screen, though, so we don't really have to go over exactly how they pulled it off, because, you know, it's double flashes burn there. It does mean that ShowMaker is now, for the next few minutes, going to be very vulnerable. Doesn't have his own flash, but looks like we're going to get a little party in bottom side that's seen by a ward.
Yeah, I mean, Canna, you know, hadn't even based yet. They need to get this reset for Adam because he's getting chunked down and the Ignite is still available. So that's why it's the roam squad up here from BDS. But Canna's trying to thin out the wave enough to potentially hold it. Doesn't elect to, as he's obviously going to need to take a base here pretty soon himself. But nice move from BDS. You know, in these difficult matchups, you do need help resetting those waves, getting bailed out.
We can hit an E from
Oh, there you go, the Stormbringer down as well. Let's remember what this God can do, but he's learning. Canna takes him down, and gods can bleed.
Oh, it's a God to Canna as he flashes away with the Ignite there. That last tick, I thought he had lost because he overheated before getting the Equalizer down. He mismanaged the heat slightly, but the overheat auto attacks did so much damage, and Adam couldn't take him down.
Turns out Canna's a non-believer, and he burns Adam to the ground. All right, there we go. Sheo's at it again. No, more
Labrov
action.
maybe going to come into use here. Hooked out with the minion in the way. And the turnabout hurts so much. He flashes out, but Canyon is on the warpath. He's got flash himself, but no ulti. Q, flash, heal, movement speed.
Oh.
Canyon, what are you doing?
That wasn't even close.
I mean, if you feel it, take it.
No, don't. Don't do that.
That was his end.
Flash is very important for Vi ganks. Okay, anyways, quite a roller coaster we are in here, boys. Quite a roller coaster. I mean, you can get more range if you actually do the flash first and then do a full Q, but then it's easier to react to. So, yeah, they definitely should have let him go on that one. But look how close this is. Canna's going to be able to burn him down with the last little bits of the Flame Spitter, but Adam gets everything. You cast your E from the brush so they can't react to it, but then, yeah, Burn still finishes him off. Canna, nicely done by him.
I guess that's what Ignite Rumble can do top as well, you know, to cast our mind back on the last series. A lot of kill threat, and we're already seeing the lane go so well up there for Canna too. Look at that. First blood comes through. There's the blasting wand as well. CS lead. This Volibear top hasn't had the best start to the game.
No, it hasn't. But we'll see what Adam can get done because he's one of those guys who's so good at getting out on the map, on making things happen. It's kind of funny, though, because when he plays DP, he tends to just roam a lot less. You know, when he is playing Ignite, when he is playing those styles, I feel like maybe he feels the kind of importance of, I got to get to my team. I can't just be sitting in sides. So I want to see, you know, is he just going to stick more in lane? Is he going to be moving around the map, trying to make things happen with the squad? Because it is Canyon starting up that Herald on top side. I think they're aware of it. So Sheo hunting down around bot, but there's not going to be any angle for a dive, so it will likely just be a red buff, potentially Dragon after.
Starting that now, at least there is some trade of some sort. I mean, I think Sheo in the previous game, we remember, up against Mad Lions, had no impact whatsoever. So the fact that this early game gank came through mid, he was able to do something, is at least a better start. However, Canyon on the top side is going to get the Herald, get a steal of his own, and DK remain 1K up here in this early game.
I just feel so bad for Adam. I'm a huge Volibear enjoyer, and he wanted that second W. There's massive missing health healing on the second W. Another reason why the Ignite is so powerful here in the matchup. Man. All right, but now he's going to have a difficult time here. Canna constantly going to push him under tower and harass him, and the turret plates are even getting whittled down here. So Canyon counter jungling the Krugs away ensures that Canna knows he's got the extra power up here, freely push away, increase that gold lead.
I mean, Rumble is strong at most levels, honestly, in lane, but the difficult part is it gets worse up towards level 9 because once he gets the max on Flame Spitter, basically in these melee versus melee matchups against Rumble, all that happens is he gets free push, and every single time you're trying to farm one of those range minions at your tower, he is just on hold position with his Q up, he's spamming out harpoons, so you either just have to give up that farm or you get chunked down too low and then you have to base, so it's kind of a lose-lose, and from this spot, he's probably going to need a lot of help from Sheo to try to turn something around.
As
Labrov in trouble, tries the Heck Flash over, does get over to his credit, but
Nicely done.
Kellin almost catching him out.
that's exactly the reasons why I was hoping that Sheo would get there earlier, because now, honestly, it's almost past the time where you can actually do that. If you call for your jungle early on and you play off the kill pressure of the flashes with the stun setup, then you can try and snowball it in your favor. But it's really difficult to try and play from the back foot because then Rumble, with access to ultimate, can look for double kills and everything. So looks like we are going to get the Herald charge down here on the low health turret, and this thing, Labrov's going to go for a Hex play.
Or not.
I mean, that's 4 plates here at 10 minutes in. Deft and Kellin doing work, farming it up down on that bot side. So I want to know, as the Volibear enjoyer here yourself, Kobe, from this spot, you're already behind. You know, yes, I know you know to play jungle, not top. Do you go tank, or do you still think you're going in towards AP? Yeah, that's how I feel.
I think that he's still going to go
AP.
Well, he does have a Kindle gem here, so that should be an Iceborne Gauntlet. So I think he'll go Iceborne Gauntlet.
Canyon might be caught out, cease and desist, but they turn it around. Canyon's still alive, kicked away. Trying to be finished off by Sheo. It's a trade, but look at his health bar. Deft going forward. He's got some of that birthday magic. Sheo manages to make way, but Crownie already burning the flash. He's out too. It's DK with a pick in front of the Dragon. It's a trade in the long-standing end.
It is a trade, but they force out multiple flashes after that. They push them out of the river. They have control of this bot side when they do want to go for it. And with that overheat, Rumble actually does real damage to those towers. So it gets a bit of a chip. But remember, that is the TP advantage that Adam does have. He's down 2 levels currently. Should hit 9 pretty soon. So now just down that 1 level, but it is still an entire level. And we can go back to this fight on bot side.
Yeah, it's going to be brutal for him. But here it is, another look at it. Canyon with the ultimate onto Labrov, and they get the early kill. Trying to answer back as they're burning down, though. Really, really good job by DK, pushing up through the river, establishing their control, making use of this Caitlyn Lux, whereas, you know, BDS in Champ Select, they're trying to put all these crazy matchups in their solo lanes to try and play off of expected constant pushing on bottom side. Looks like DK get their full value.
And I will say, at least from the back of that replay, Crownie is the one to pick up the kill on that Kai'Sa. So even though you're getting what you expect out of Deft on this Caitlyn, at least this Kai'Sa's able to catch up a bit and get enough gold for the Umbral.
And he's going for that bursty, the lethality build for the Kai'Sa, so you kind of have those Q bombs. It is something that does spike early. It's not going to, you know, it's not great for killing tanks, but there are no tanks in this game, so I actually like it. You know, it's the bursty Kai'Sa build. It does get a little bit of flack, but that's usually when there are tanks in the game, and Canyon's going to be the only kind of tank.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically 5 relatively squishy. Yeah, you can say, there's a little bit of HP on Canyon, and it's going to be Demonic Rush for Canna, so there's a little bit of HP there, but there's not armor that's going to be stacked by any means, so the lethality build, I think, is great. But you have to play this build really aggressively. You have to get in the back line, find those isolated Qs. That's where you can really dominate. Kellin, potential.
Oh, going somewhere else. Okay, Labrov at least trying, but zoning them out as the Dragon goes down. BDS open up this game 1 with 1, but how comes the fight? All in from Canyon, starts it off, but ShowMaker! Once more he pops, he blossoms, he makes them scream.
ShowMaker, Playmaker. He's gutting off in this game. He's playing such a good start to this one. Already great TP there, you know, was doing well in the 1v1 in mid lane, and people really want to see ShowMaker kind of return to form. He had a bit of a down year.
Yeah.
You know, hadn't been playing at that top level, and then they had a really tough draw throughout the Swiss stage so far. So getting him that confidence, I think, really is what he needs to get back to the level we all know he can be at.
Yeah, and even in their last game here at Worlds, like his Azir was the one part where I was like, you know, ShowMaker's trying really, really hard here.
He was good.
Even though they got the loss, he was still good. I'd say more recently, people are looking at Kellin as the imposter on this Dplus squad. So I'm happy personally for Kellin, you know, playing with obviously the very famous Deft Caitlyn here, but Kellin on the Lux being the counterpart to that. And having a good opening start where this is back-to-back plays where it's the Caitlyn Lux pushing bottom lane up into the river that makes the start of the play here for Dplus a possibility. I'm pretty happy for him because he was definitely catching a lot of flack. And it's everybody knows about Deft's Caitlyn already. They made a movie about it.
There you go. But Kellin hit the binding to set it up on Blitz, then hit a binding on Crownie, forced out the cleanse, and then there's just no way out for Crownie, obviously. And you can see in the MasterCard lane economy snapshot, it is all blue, and blue is DK. 41 gold. Not a big lead for ShowMaker, but he'll still take it.
But hey, overall, 3K gold lead. I mean, DK have come out of the laning phase exactly how you want with the Caitlyn composition, but more importantly, how DK want to play. I feel like, again, talking about ShowMaker, talking about these individual parts working well, when you have 3 world champions in the roster, you want this team to come together when it matters most. And here in the elimination match, they've done that as Nuke with the 1v1. Might go double chain here onto ShowMaker, but he doesn't have enough damage yet.
Yeah, not quite. He is going for that AP style, so it is Ludens. If that W hit, maybe it could have been a bit of an angle, but Kellin, I'll stop on my point.
Light binding doesn't connect, but Labrov does. There's the equalizer though. Look at the zone as Deft picks up the kill. Light flies across as the Volibear is out of contention. Look at Deft running in, just free firing. A double for Canna. He's burnt them to a crisp. Europe, you're on fire.
Oh, BDS sent everything just to kill Kellin, just to kill the support Lux. That's going to be a Herald. That's going to be some mid push. That's going to be some top push. Dplus, massive, massive lead here.
And that's going to be a 4v5 because ShowMaker was bot lane the entire time. They commit so much to killing Kellin. Adam flashes over the wall before he even finishes him off, and then Crownie says, well, someone's got to do it. He goes in, gets bound up, though, and DK lose their support in a 4v5 for 5 kills.
Deft on his world skin, trying to start a Worlds run this year similarly to how they started it last year, having to run the gauntlet, starting out 0-2 on his birthday. And this looks like a pretty good start to me.
No kidding. And it's been really interesting because DK obviously had a really tough draw. So you can kind of, forgive their position, in the tournament thus far.
Yep.
But this is one of the teams that a lot of analysts I was talking to were really excited about. Everyone was talking about, okay, yeah, it's JDG, it's Shenji, it's LNG. But then people were saying Dark Horse to win the tournament. Maybe DK could do it because we have seen such incredible levels from these players when they're at their highest highs with the hook.
Let's pause though. BDS not out of the woods yet. Sonic Wave to find a big wave. They were trying to give the kill. They were shut down.
They were trying to give the kill to Crownie, but they let their support die. It's not worth it.
It's really not. I mean, gold over, but look at mid, look at top side. 2 deaths, 2 Caitlyn's. What?
I mean, Canna has been absolutely roasting BDS this entire game. In the isolated top lane, coming down to the river fight. Deft constantly pushing, never lets up the pressure. They've got mid and top side pushing, but Nuke!
They're all on in. BDS need to pick. They find another one. That's the second shutdown for Crownie. I think this is a big deal.
He just got paid. He's still 700 behind Deft, but he just got so much gold. He's way out ahead of everyone else on his team. The lone hope right now is going to be Crownie.
But look at these towers. Dplus have absolutely annihilated BDS towers.
True.
2 off the top side, 2 off the mid lane, 1 off the bottom side. Here's another look at it. BDS have 4 members down here to take Canna, and Canna says, I'm good for 1. Takes down Labrov as he dies. But then Nuke says, all right, time to make a play here. Goes in again for one of these chain plays. This is an extendo chain, just barely is able to clip.
A what? An extendo chain.
Yeah, extendo chain. It's pretty long there. Does not break at the very edge of a BDS though. Objective bounty shut down.
I mean, they're still way down, but they got 2 objective bounties. They got the one off the bot lane tier 1. They got the one off the dragon. They got 2 massive bounties on a Crownie as well.
Yep.
So he does have his 2 items. Yes, they're cheaper items than Deft. Yes, he's still behind in gold, but there's at least a little bit of hope, right? There's someone to play around now because that's what BDS didn't really have until these last couple minutes. You're kind of hoping that you can find those isolated picks, that you can really burst someone down quickly and then maybe alleviate some of the issues that you have.
Hey, you're looking for some hopium, then you want more fireworks. More burst kills, more picks, and more dragons. BDS, even though they're so far behind in gold, being able to pick that one up, get an objective bounty shut down, as well as dragon number 2, and a brush play. Here we go.
I mean, Canna has no flash. They know this great time from BDS. They full commit. Silence if it's time being equalized down, but Crownie gets it again. Is that cash money going to stay with him though as Canyon launches on in and ShowMaker returns just when you want to say go EU. You're back to praising Dplus KIA.
The 4-man Pop Blossom ShowMaker again with the TPs is killing BDS in this first game.
I'll tell you one thing, the crowd loves BDS, but they love DK more. This early game, this gold lead has expanded 7,000. Moving now, another turret going down just when you give hope to BDS. DK come right back in.
Birthday boy Deft is going to clean up the rift here. Another tower down. That's 6 in favor of Dominant. While Canna is dead here, at what cost? Because the rest of DK are coming down. And really it turns when ShowMaker gets in there.
Oh my God.
Oh, Pop Blossom indeed. All of BDS are going pop here. Canyon got in there to start it out, but ShowMaker knocks them all down. And then Deft comes over to clean up the towers.
It's just beautiful stuff. And DK were already on the way down towards that bot side. You know, if you take a look at the minimap, it's all about these wards on the bottom side. Everywhere in that area is completely lit up. You know, and they were heading down already to support this play that they were expecting to happen on Canna.
Because they know. Dplus are looking at this comp from BDS and like, this does one thing. This literally does one thing.
Yeah.
It picks people, it bursts down people. So even if someone gets picked, that's okay because now the rest of the team can go clean them up. And DK do just that. All right, with objective bounties up here, BDS have to stay with the same game plan because, again, yeah, it only does one thing, but maybe they can do it well. That's their hope. Try and pick somebody off and get more objective bounty shutdowns.
I mean, I like the optimism. I believe in Labrov being a standout member so far. His Deft is taking damage to Nuke, so there is also that. But how much copium is there right now for BDS? Again, 2 items, moving on to 3 for the majority of Dplus. It's a big, big jungle for them right now, and they own the majority.
Yeah, it's really terrifying. I mean, they're losing full control of their own jungle, and this is where it gets so hard. You're going to have Adam step up for that vision control, but, like, look at the damage onto Adam. Look at the damage onto Nuke. You expose yourself for a second, and now they're just going to start the Baron because they got such big chunks.
Labrov trying to walk on into Fog of War, but look who's waiting. It's ShowMaker again, phoning out that he is somebody else, but that ain't Canyon. The burst onto Adam is there as well from over the wall. BDS walking into what could be their demise at 4K, going down to 3. ShowMaker waits even without summoners as Nuke's coming in. Everfrost not connecting. This mid laner caught out, destroyed. Canyon gets the kill and they move off Baron easily as they look for even more onto Labrov.
That's so good from Dplus. They pull off the Baron, they collect their
dead.
kills.
He's absolutely dead. Canyon with another. I mean, seeing ShowMaker and Canyon both work so well hand in hand, it's giving me old school vibes.
They're playing it really well. Kellin, even with the binding predict on Nuke as he W'd back to the distortion clone, was able to land that, get the kill. They got the earlier chunk, and now this Baron should be pretty much guaranteed. Sheo is going to try to get over there, but he's spotted, and he knows it. It'll be impossible for him to fight through Canna.
Yuck! Crownie's just getting taken down with a couple of autos. Canna overheats, and there's the Baron, a 10K gold lead, and the beginning of something special here in game 1 by Dplus.
All right, quick huddle up. BDS, let's ban Rumble next time.
Okay, what else?
Sure, that's what we're gonna start with.
Okay.
Nuke goes right in though. He tries to juke a little bit, but Dplus happy to turn off of the Baron and burst him down. Then follow up here onto Labrov. You mentioned already the binding. At this point, Dplus pathway to the Nexus is pretty clear with the Baron buff, with the Dragon about to arrive. They can pick that one up and then march on forward. They've already dealt with all of the outer turrets here. They can just go straight up to inhibitors.
Guys, just come in here. Just
huddle up.
Okay. You've got to give them more win conditions, right? What else? Like, what else are we banning away? Surely there's more.
We're banning Deft.
If we lie, then everyone will know.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you one thing. We can at least be truthful that the early game had some optimism for BDS. Through mid, right? That was a great game. Everything landed. But then every other lane is melting. Top melted, bot was melting. It's like putting a grilled cheese in the microwave, but you've also got something on the stove. You got to put the dishwasher on. What do you do?
Well, apparently you lose the game is what happens.
Sounds like you're bad at cooking. I don't know.
Can't multitask. Well, it's rough to be in the kitchen at this point for BDS, but hopefully they can regain ground moving into game number 2, because right now with the Baron buff, look at the base just disintegrate at 23 minutes.
You know what the most tragic part about this is? I'm not going to get any more Volibear games at Worlds, probably.
Maybe. Let's see if DK pull it out next game as BDS with a chance through mid, but the light binding again comes from downtown, from Kellin, from inside their own base. BDS running away. Kobe's upset because the Bear's getting chased down, ready to get mounted on a wall as DK look for another. It's Deft's birthday punch. He's picked up a triple. Surely this man deserves a penta today.
Happy birthday to Deft. He gets a dominating game 1 as the beginning of his present. They crush through BDS. Really impressive performance here to start off the best of 3.
I mean, it's so dominant, isn't it? 24 minutes in. DK with an insurmountable gold lead with everything you could ask for. The LTK's 4th seed didn't come around here to muck around. BDS don't know what hit them. and Korea can feel the presence of these once legends.
It was a fun draft, but the only problem here for BDS is that at the beginning of the game, every single lane is saying, please gank now.
Yeah.
Sheo, where are you? Please gank now. I need gank. Need gank now. We've got a Blitz bottom lane. We have a LeBlanc mid and a Volibear top. You can't gank everything at once.
No, it's too hard to ask for, but ladies and gentlemen, it's only game one. There's always a chance of BDS doing another reverse sweep here at Worlds for day 5. We're going to take a break, then return with BDS vs DK for game 2.